Chapter 6 of Devlog. Let's see. Last chapter, we got the clubhouse going that Elliot got us hooked up with, and some seniors came and trashed the place after we fixed it up and we had a bonding moment. And that's about it. So we're going to continue from there. Okay. So Elliot has Emily outfit the door with fortified hinges and a deadbolts. Soon enough, we're back at the point we've been just before the intrusion. But there's still daylight. No one seems willing to leave quite yet. Suddenly, Elliot pells as he looks towards the boxes towards the rear. Ah, crap. They didn't touch any of those, did they? What's in a mail? Elliot opens and rummages through one of the boxes before sighing in relief. Take a look for yourselves. Peering into box after box, we all see PC towers, monitors, and other technology necessary for game development. Emily hops up and down, accidentally bumping some of the rafters with her neck when she sees a pristine, top-of-the-line drawing tablet. As promised, whatever you need to work, I can get. Oh, wait. Options. Let's turn the music back on. There we go. There. A little louder. Now I turn down on my end. Alright, there we go. Within reason, of course. Each of you just text me anything else you need within the next week while I get the general stuff for the office. This is all too much. Thanks, Elliot. Elliot merely shrugs at the response. But where are we actually going to work? Well, he opens another box filled to brim with IKEA desks. We'll just have to put these together, but I figured, woo, hell yeah. Building mine right now. Isn't it getting a little late? Oh, usual guy have bedtime? I do. 8 hours of sleep is essential to one's academic success. But this is the last thing, is it not? I would not be opposed to staying a bit longer to help. Look at you go. Emily nods in agreement, and Rebecca begins helping her brother build his desk. Sans instructions. Elliot just shrugs, accepting the unexpected drive to push even further today. Defying the load mood from before, everyone pulls together for the second, technically third, time today to build IKEA furniture en masse. Unlike the driven focus from before, though, we're all able to converse and share more laughs as we struggle to comprehend the Swedish designs, and Abigail patriarchally promotes Finnish craftsmanship for any future purposes. I have to take a moment to just appreciate it. I never could have expected any of this to happen, but especially not after the low point of today, sitting around and laughing. No. Shame on you. Alright. We end up finishing most of the desks when Emily points to her phone display time. 9:47 p.m. Look on everyone's face seems to be in agreement. We're tired and just ready to turn in for the night. A deep feeling of satisfaction shared between the lot of us. Oh my, it's almost my bedtime and I still have to brush my teeth. Saving time for your warm milk, princess? Oh no, I'm only allowed milk on weekends. That killed Rebecca smirked, just leaving her befuddled. Well, I suppose we did get more done today than expected, and it'll still be a few days for the fiber drop to make to this place. After a few minutes of tying up, Elliot leads all of us outside, locking the door before handing each of us a key. In agreement with the dean of the Triple C, this facility is open 24/7 at our discretion. We officially have a base of operations. Emily holds up a sketch that she's been working on earlier. All of us lifting a happy Elliot with a thank you Elliot underneath. Oh, they're giving him the Simba. It's nothing. He's right, don't let it get to his head. Rude. But seriously, all I ask now is you guys stay the course and ask me for help when needed. I am still worried this may conflict with my classes, but I will try my hardest, as thanks to you, Elliot. 100% man, we're basically set. How much harder can it be now? Developing a game from conceptual start to real-world finish. I guess a little. It's nothing after what we went through today. Leah throws his wings around Elliot and I, admiring her handiwork. There are a few chuckles from the girls as Theo's display of physical affection. Isn't wrong, we turned a destitute hookup spot to an actual development office. Even if there's more work to do, we did something amazing today. Everyone parts shortly after that, bidding each other goodnight, but I catch Elliot just as he splits from the route to the dorms. Hey, Elliot. Yeah, Dev. It's just... what are you gonna do about these guys that harassed us earlier? Elliot sighs, clearly just as troubled by the situation still. I'll talk to the dean about them. I practically have to, thanks to Rebecca. In more ways than one. I just don't want to get anyone expelled. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Me either, if I'm honest, but don't worry about it. I'll be careful. They'll just need to know that Elliot Reddington wasn't a bluff. I fear they may come back if I don't. That same sour expression overtakes his face as he says his name. Why didn't you just say that to begin with? Drop it, Dev. I just don't like using it to control people. I seem to remember you making a big deal out of it when we met. I did? Of course I did. Slip of the tongue. I'm Elliot. Just Elliot. No, you're my friend. Seems a bit taken back by that before hurriedly turning to leave. You too, Dad, really. Just like I said, forget about it. Good night. Night, Elliot. Made that bitch cry. I head back towards the dorm, sun now long since set. I feel exhausted and wired at the same time, like despite the toll of the day's events on my body, my mind is as sharp as ever. I'm hoping that tonight isn't another sleepless night. Part of me immediately sets to worrying. After all, the group nearly broke over something unrelated to the game entirely. What will happen when we run into real issues? Alright, there we go. In matters of coding and artistry, I'm outclassed. I can't buy stuff like Elliot, that just leaves me as an idea guy. If I won't be hitting the hay immediately, maybe I can at least use the time well with more brainstorming. Can't offer much, so I may as well do what I can to give the others all they need. The next few weeks pass in a blur. Okay, now we're on to chapter 6. Who knew college work could build up so quickly? All of my professors wasted no time in assigning projects, essays, research papers, really putting me through my paces. In the evenings and what off days I can spare, I meet up with the others at the shack, which is now thankfully outfitted with air conditioning and an air purifier. You can't even recognize it as the horror show it was before. I kind of wish we'd gotten better pictures. Thankfully, the last few days of the week are considered holiday, last warm day. As it's known around here, some Syrian holiday, I guess. Fine by me. I could use a break. And it sounds like the others feel the same. It's like Who does she think she is? Your English professor? So what? That means she just gets to mark me up for whatever the fuck dead literary custom she thinks is important. Yeah? You suck at this, Dev. Having friends? Wow, sad. And yes, whatever. Emily looks up when she hears me grumble. But really, I meant complaining together about the bullshit of the world. It's all of us versus the man. Yeah, damn the man. What man do you speak of? Certainly not the dean. I have met him, and he is a kind man. He could blow it out his ass too, but I mean, like authority in general. Hell, I mean, most people, honestly. Emily seems familiar enough with Rebecca's ranting that she's resigned to sketching idly, only glancing up every once in a while. But authority isn't necessarily bad, no? Nope, always sucks. Unless I'm the one with authority. But isn't that hypocritical? Maybe it seems that way to the trick mind. Trick. Oh, she went racist with it. Emily suddenly shoots the lie, stomping in between the two, pointing at Rebecca in particular. What? I didn't say nothing. Emily scowls, says otherwise. Though I'll admit, whatever she may have said went over my head all the same. The frazzled brontosaur looks towards me, pleading, pout on her face. What's she want me to do? So, what are you guys' plans for the holidays? Emily sighs in silent relief before shaking her sketchbook. That tracks. And you two? Don't know. Probably crush a bunch of little children's dreams in the claws of duty free this weekend. I was hoping to go to a museum, but my classes are more than I had anticipated. There are museums in town? Oh, many. One in particular piqued my interest. It was about the native Syrians and colonists that settled this area. But, as I said, perhaps another time. There's too much work to do. Emily pens a note before turning it all to us to read. There's a special art gallery exhibition soon. Oh, sounds like fun. We should all try to make a day of it. Ugh. Only if it isn't modern art or some historical dead dude's collection of a fruit bowl. Well, I'll be down if we can make it. Rebecca's vocal disdain for history does remind me, though. Hey, where's Theo? Do I look like my brother's keeper? Because I'm not. That's Elliot's job. Probably better off asking him. I shrug and pull out my phone to do just to do just that when I hear the sound of keys fumbling and scraping the door before it unlocks and swing open. Elliot strolls in, noticeably irritated. So another day. Morning, Elliot. You okay? Thank you for asking, Dev, because no, I'm not okay. First, Theo kept me up all night. Yay! Working on some assignment, Rebecca. Then I get a call this morning from my parents asking me about all the money I've been sinking into this pet project of mine and what we have to show for it. So I now ask you, what do we have to show for it? Shows what you know, El. You just can't rush the creative process. Yeah, well, I do know that the process is to start to be rushed. So again, do we have anything? Emily flips one of her sketch pages and displays it timidly to Elliot. He inspects it a second before signing. Yes, very nice. Emily sinks lower, probably unable to even think of a counter. Well, I've been sampling music. And how's that going? It is difficult to determine a direction without a final decision on the game. Abigail looks like she realizes how little that really adds to the project. Now it looks to me before addressing everyone. And now you see why I have concerns. Look, I know someone who can help, but we need something to show them. Oh yeah? Who is it that you can have help us? If we actually make something to show, you'll meet them. Otherwise, I'll be out of the cost of all the equipment. We can just put this shack on our resumes as community service. Dang, is it really that bad? I mean, sure, it's been a few weeks by this point. Still pretty early in our concept phase, but is that abnormal? These are big decisions to make, and we just haven't been able to come to a consensus. Wait a minute. We're still missing Theo. I mean, yeah, we should probably decide on a direction, but where's Theo? Can't make a decision without him. Like I said, he kept me all night working on. Suddenly, the doors kicked open, damn near off the hinges, and we all stare at a wide-eyed, manic Theo. Guys, I made us some alpha demos. Working on that, apparently. Theo, the team hasn't even decided on a final vision, and you spent all night turning out a bare bones demo? 3. Manic is underselling it here. Theo's grinning wildly and looks like he barely knows what's going on as he sways lightly on his feet. Theo, did you sleep at all last night? Nah, no need to. Just check it out. Theo jolts over to one of the PCs, turns it on, plugs in a thumb drive. I am concerned yet intrigued. Show us what you made, bro. While I cannot condone missing out on sleep like that, I am too interested. Come here, look. We all gather around the desktop. Fight game. Point 1. Demo Theodore Chase. Theo navigates the drive. Press enter is immediately thrown a match between two stick figures. It takes me a second to realize which one is Theo, and I quickly realize the CPU is as simple as can be, walking forward and resetting to get it again. Theo narrates different points as he explains the control. So imagine that the final is hit like a layer did where you said that. Don't said anything, Theo. Right. It was way cooler animation. I was working on super metered mechanic, but it kept blue screening my setup, so I shelved it for now. That's later issue. The music and the writing, whatever the hell means for a fighting game. Emily points to the screen at one of the characters, and she runs her finger along the flat finger range. What's up, Em? I just guessing, but our assets? Exactly, all those. Now watch this. Theo does a diving kick, not that it looks like much of one, and sends them clipping straight through the opponent off screen. He barks out a frightening laugh, having to close the program via Task Manager. We fixed all that type of stuff in QA stage, but now the next one. What? Another one? Yeah, man, I made 3, remember? Metrovania. Okay, so he took the initiative and made one of all 3. He presses enter and immediately tossed into a nondescript starting section. Despite the lack of any real graphical textures, the game functions as a 2D side-scroller. 3 even different pickup and power-ups, interspersed between crossroads that you can go any way on. And static enemies provided a challenge of sorts. So there'd be like a bunch of different weapons and abilities and stuff everywhere, like the super launcher. Yeah, the tour slides across, oblong rectangle, disappearing as he does. You have to use them to get to different areas. See, we know what a Metrovania is. I am not familiar with them, actually. See? I knew there was a reason I was explaining it. Theo continues playing, now able to fire completely silent circles that blow up walls in his way before reaching a wall that won't disappear no matter how long he fires at it. Theo, don't think. Oh, that's right. Theo smacks the door as he ult F4s. Accidentally placed the item to access that door in the next area. Right. We can fix that later. Last one now. Theo navigates the visual novel. Visual novel. Simple text, visual novel by Theodore Preston. Alright, but at this time it is not too bright. Oh damn, I guess the placeholder died all. But of course Rebecca speaks up immediately. Why is it written like they have Down syndrome? Rebecca. What? It is. Details come later, Bex, my dear sister. If you couldn't read, it looks pretty professional, right? He continues clicking along nonsensical line after nonsensical line, transitioning into a new scene. The characters are crudely drawn in something like MS Paint, their white rectangular backgrounds contrasting greatly against their rudimentary gray city background. What do you think, Em? You have so much fun drawing now? Emily must be a poker pro with their neutral. How neutrally she regards the screen before slowly turning to Theo with a sheepish smile nodding. That seems good enough to him, and he returns to showing off the demo. Theo clicks through a couple more scenes. Eventually, the script becomes He banged out when he couldn't. The character slowly drift off screen, apparently not intentionally though. Theo then the program crashes to the desktop in an instant. Oh yeah, what's causing that exactly? Yeah, that's about it. What you guys think? Everyone is silent for a beat, with Elliot being the first to break it. Well, it certainly looks like another Theodore Chase original. Thanks, man. Guessing by the visible irritation, I don't think that was meant as a compliment. Why'd you make 3? We already decided making a Metrovania a while ago. What can I say? I struck by a wild muse. Of course, I don't know. I did the Metrovania first, and then I just kind of turned off. Good practice anyways, right? Is it still too late to change? Theo's shown they are good at all choices. Good? I mean, the ideas are fine, ignoring the spaghetti code he just demonstrated. Maybe we can put it to vote again? Damn it, it's exactly what I mean. How long have you guys been committed to a genre? Weeks now? And a couple of alphas make you want to go back to step 0? Despite knowing he has a point, even I'm beginning to have doubts. Well, we are still really, really early in development. That's exactly the problem. No worries, Elliot. You saw the demos. We can choose any of them now, but piggybacking off of that, what do you guys all think of them? We all looked amongst each other, sharing our concerns non-verbally before confirming them to Theo. You're really making my work cut out for me, Theo. Don't worry, sis. I believe in you. Well, I don't know much about games, but they all look quite fun. Though I do not know the musical direction of those snippets alone. Emily exhales nervously before holding up a note with a serene smile. Good work, Theo. Thank you, thank you. Hope you guys would like them. Yeah, what do you think, man? It's a good start, Theo. Thanks, bro. I know it's a little rushed, but details can always be ironed out later, right? Yes, very impressive, all things considered, but still far from a product we can show anyone. Rebecca, I may not have creative control, but I sunk time and money into this all the same. Oh no. Drop out of the Reddington bucket. Yes, thank you for everything so far, Elliot, but this is the first step, no? Now we can decide on what game will look and sound like. Emily nods along, regaining some excitement at the prospect. My point is, we need a solid plan about what comes next. Emily has a point. The only question is, what we focus on next in development. No one seems willingly to speak up, but I figure we have 2 choices at this stage. We work on getting a solid first chapter. That way we can finally have something to show for all our work. Sounds good to me. Thank you, Dev. It's good to know one person on the project sees things I do. Whatever. Makes no difference to me. It means Elliot has less to complain about. It does make most sense. If everyone is alright with it, I do not see why not. Emily shrugs, seemingly just ambivalent Nice. What about the actual game? All we have right now is the genre picked. Apparently, even that is a question now. Well, let's look at the notes again. We all had 3 ideas, I think, so it couldn't hurt to have a refresher. I pull out the new sleek laptop it had given me for project work, and it boots up in an instant. That would be the apocalypse setting, the dystopian setting, or the hostile era alien world setting. Lines are immediately drawn before I can give my own 2 cents. Abigail remembers that the apocalypse setting was compared to Boom, and likes the idea of such energetic soundtrack, challenging as it would be, while Rebecca finds the dystopian world far more compelling for the player, and Emily is quite attached to the stunning visuals of an alien world, of course. No agreements. One too hot, one too cold. Not just right. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like them all, you know? There's tons of each. Tons of fun stuff in each idea. Well, I, for one, nobody cares. Excuse me. You don't get a creative say, remember? Fine, whatever. I just want something done anyways. That would leave Dev as the deciding vote then. All eyes turn on me, causing me to squirm. Everyone expects an immediate answer, but I just don't have one. I mean, they're all good choices. You don't have a preference at all? Seriously, Jeb, just say you like my idea best so we can shut Elliot up. Rebecca, don't try to pressure him. It's a big choice for the team. Rebecca groans dramatically. It sucks. All we've done is hole ourselves up in a shack for weeks now. And how's that worked out? I'm so glad you agree, Lord Reddington. I can almost hear Elliot's eyes roll like a bowling ball down the gutter. Because I was about to just say we call it for today and try again tomorrow. Not like we won't have the time. You mean the last warm day? Wasn't there something going on in town for the festivities? Oh boy, festival. Emily nods along before showing the promotional flyer on her phone. Boobs. Historic roller coaster, House of Oddities, and much more. Amberfield County. Right, my family probably helped fund that. Never been to one before. You've never been? Dale seems horrified at the thought. Haven't you lived here like your whole life? Mostly. Then we gotta go. Elliot rolls his eyes, but doesn't outright refuse either. Could be fun, right? Just a short break before we really put our nose to the grindstone on the game. We won't actually be doing that, will we? Abigail fearfully grips her beak, but calms when I shake my head. In that case, I am always interested in new experiences. She's down for blood stuff. Emily shrugs in acceptance of the status quo. Yeah, I was going to prestige tonight. Alright, fine. If it sucks, I'll just complain the whole time till someone takes me back to my dorm room. That goes without saying. Rebecca flips him off with a smirk. Elliot rubs the back of his neck, looking at all of us. Okay, well, should all barely fit into my car, I hope. Theo, are you fine with going? You're still pretty tired. Nah, man, I'm sure. I'll just find some caffeine when we get there. If you say so. I most certainly do. Come on, let's go. We're gonna find out Elliot's been, neglecting some serious mental stuff. Not taking his meds or some shit. Hang on a moment, Dev. What's wrong? So along with the last batch of equipment received, I threw a little something in for you. This is a new banana P phone. Full terabyte storage. Wait, really? Hell, you didn't have to do that. Yes, I did. Hey, I've had this drone since my freshman year of high school. Never had a problem. Might as well be prehistoric in tech years. Besides, didn't you say that if you charge it 5 times a day and it turns off, it takes an hour to start up? Think of it as an investment in our communication capabilities. A good manager needs reliable and efficient communication, Guess there's no arguing with that. Even if Becca would probably take the chance to espouse the greatness of drone over P-phone. P-phone. Exactly. You can set it up on the ride. Let's get moving, shall we? Hell yeah, brother. Well, and make sure not to lock up the shack as we leave. Whatever may have happened to those guys that crashed our cleanup. There luckily haven't been any break-in attempts. Oh, it leads us towards an SUV in the nearby parking lot, causing Rebecca to snicker. Oh boy, did Mommy and Daddy cheap out on you with this? I'll have you know, Rebecca, that this is entirely my own. I bought it with my own money after a lot of work. Impressive. Summer job? We can say that. I day traded my birthday money and quadrupled it in profits. A portion of that goes to this old girl. She's reliable and that's what matters. Oh, neat. You almost forgot when talking to Elliot that he's super rich until he casually drops lines like that. He seems pretty proud of earning it, even though he could just easily be a daily driving sports car. We all pile in, and Elliot takes the time to set up the brachio brace for Emily to safely sit up front. What the fuck? It's like a little paint roller. It's never quite occurred to me how long-necked Surians would fit in cars without wrapping their necks up. I climb in the back, Theo leaving the middle seat for the girls. Theo passes out instantly, flopping onto my shoulder as we sit in the back seat. You guys think he'll be alright for the festival? Oh, he does this shit all the time. Relax, he'll get a second win. I opt to trust her, even as Theo's rumble and snores rattle my bones with each exhalation. The drive into town is a quick one, though bumper-to-bumper traffic drags it out here and there. Elliot even gets flustered enough that he opts for paid parking. No doubt saving us literally hours with how bustling the streets are. The delay gives us some time to swap out my SIM into the new phone Elliot gifted me. I'm sure Theo would be gushing over it if he were lucid. Everything transfers seamlessly, including my apps and logins. There's even a couple bonus games on here. Is that Titan Boa? Used to waste hours on that as a kid. Alright, gang, as close as we're gonna get. And exactly as Rebecca predicted, Theo snaps to life as soon as the car is parked and he clambers over a flailing Rebecca to exit first. Oh, we got the brooding goth kids, we got dad and son. We got others, we got a couple. Alright, we got a few. We got a pickle. Alright, the whole street, as far as the eye can see, is a colorful blur of activity. I worked as a carny before, but only for small county fairs that pale in comparison to this. Surprising everyone, the festival has an overwhelming theme around pickles. Why on earth that fits the end of the summer, I doubt even the organizers know. Everyone seems to be reacting differently. Theo has a childlike wonder in his eyes. Rebecca barks at the different vendors to leave her alone, while Abigail's taken in by every pitch thrown her way, and Emily is meekly trying to avoid all the attention she can. So is it always like this? Yeah, Elle. Awesome, right? Elliot doesn't answer, but he's clearly on a different page entirely as he surveys the festival. Abigail returns to the group, having already purchased a massive rubber pickle hat. I've never been such a place. It's wonderful. Hell yeah, it is. Theo holds his up for a hand five, which Abigail is slow to catch before lightly tapping her hand against his. Theo just seems thrilled that someone else is pumped as he is. Jeez, Theo, walk much? I'm fine. I just got a little staticky there for a second. Emily gestures a drinking motion insistently. You're totally right, Em. I could use an energy drink. Emily shakes her head before pointing a nearby water fountain. Theo's already slicing his way through the crowd towards a creature energy booth that he's likely been eyeballing the entire time. I shrug and gesture for the others to follow after him, that we can all stick together. Elliot forges ahead of all of us to keep an eye on Theo directly, and I lead the rest of our group in their wake. Eventually, we make it to the other side of the river with bodies. Theo's standing right beside that energy booth with all watch in amazement, and we all watch in amazement as a small crowd forms around the tarot. He punctures can after can with his teeth before draining them in an instant as everyone cheers him on. After dozens of cans lie crumpled at his feet, Theo throws both hands in air victoriously with a loud belch. Elliot looks torn between horrified and proud, while Rebecca hoots in approval. Emily bites her own tongue and looks a little green, no doubt remembering that the swill we'd both tried to get our first project. But, what exactly just happened? Theo asked if he can get free energy drink. The guy at the booth said he can get 12 free if he did the Creature Energy Tachycardia Challenge. One waiver signed later, and well, he saw the results. You just bought him one? Dev. As soon as he heard challenge, there was no helping him. That sounds like him. Taro finally walks over to us, shakes off his adoring fans, literally vibrating. Ooh, much better, man. The new pickle flavor really hits the spot. It's like drinking carbonated pickle juice. Yeah, that sounds disgusting. I have to swallow a gag at that one. Did you guys see that? Yeah, man, you feeling alright? I feel great. Hey, you know what? We should all do something as a group, you know? You couldn't pay me to leave you alone right now. I gotta see the final train wreck. Speaking of train wrecks, are you guys down on the roller coaster? Rebecca, Elliot, and I all nod in affirmation, but neither Abigail or Emily have before. But you ever been on a roller coaster that's thrown up in less than a day? Is that even safe? They don't make you sign a waiver for it, so I say so. That doesn't soothe her worries at all. If her expression is any indication. But Theo also doesn't wait for any protest before darting off into the crowd. Come on, it's this way. Elliot sighs, gesturing for us to follow. I keep catching glimpses of Theo ahead of us, but just barely. I think we're narrowly catching his after image. I throw back occasional glances to make sure that the girls are keeping up. Rebecca has little to no issue, literally ducking between taller Terran's legs. Abigail apologizes to every person she passes, regardless of if she grazes them or not. And Emily anxiously stumbles along, the crowd thankfully partying for her as she does. Emily's a fucking tank. She'll just push everyone over. We finally exit the thronging crowd. We gaze upon the towering metal leviathan that is the Skeleton Crusher. Terrifying name aside, it doesn't look any worse than the roller coasters I used that to work at. Those were static year-round. Didn't say this thing was put up in a day? The full cart screams by overhead and is immediately followed by a long drawn-out rattling noise. It does not inspire confidence. On second thought, maybe we shouldn't. You guys, I know the ride operator. We can hop on the next car, no problem. Elliot claps the hand on my back. Not to worry. If Theo thought there was any real danger, he wouldn't be pushing for it. He also isn't smart enough to realize when there is any real danger. That also does little to inspire confidence, even given Theo's current quantum state of lunacy. Still, I don't want to be a total buzzkill, even if my heart is trying to match Theo's right now. Meh. We all make our way to the front of the line, getting a few nasty looks our way as we do. We all take our seats in the rickety pickle cart, with my spot being right beside Theo. When the ride operator realizes we have a long neck with us, he pulls out a special snap-on, not unlike what Elliot had in his car. As Emily wraps her neck around it, I can't help but think of how much it looks like a broken broom handle. Hardly the precision engineered piece of equipment you'd hope for. After that, the attendant clicks the bar into place, and I think I hear him thank Leo for acing that calculus final last year, but it's hard to be sure. Hey, isn't the bar kind of loose for... What the fuck? It literally is just a broom handle. The car goes from 0 to 60 in a second. Despite my brain lagging, the scream is forced from my lungs in an instant. I grip onto the wobbly bar in front of me and hold on for dear life as we ascend the first drop. Dale pats me on the back and Elliot just shrugs as I look back to him in terror. Emily's teeth are gritting in abashed terror, with her curtain-like bangs somehow still obscuring her eyes in spite of the winds high up. Abigail's surprisingly calm herself, looking around at the quickly shrinking fairgrounds in wonder. Rebecca, in contrast, is laid back with a satisfied smirk. I think I blacked out for a second at the peak when I hear a loud metal creak, and the G-force pressing me back into the seat brings me back into the moment. The clickety-clack of the track racing by below keeps us on edge around every bend, down every drop. I can't tell if I want to hurl or scream more, but feelings prevent me from doing either. Each turn feels like the car's about to topple over and off the tracks, and each peak feels like we catch several inches of air off the rails. The fairgrounds pass by in a blur as my adrenaline tries to beat out the ride, and I think I'm about to black out when the ride finally comes to a stop. Elliot and Theo have to snap me out of my vague state. I pry my white-knuckled hands from the rubber safety bar, an indent left in their place. My legs shake like a newborn deer as I disembark, but after a wavering sigh, I glance back at the coaster, both of us still in one piece. Well, that actually wasn't so bad. Hey, Abby, did you lose your hat on the coaster? Did I? Abigail Hill swivel around looking for the lost green gherkin. My pickle. I think I saw it fly off and hit a kid. I don't think he's back up yet. Aside from that, it actually wasn't that bad. Could have fooled me with how much you're screaming like a bitch. I was not screaming like a bitch or otherwise. Maybe once. It was about 6 times, actually, by my count. You have an impressive lung capacity, Dev. Yikes, that's a bit embarrassing. It wasn't even that crazy of a ride. I just pictured the whole thing disintegrating into gigantic shrapnel. Clearly this thing is going to be up to snuff with safety standards. I mean, what was that? Oops, sorry guys. We lose bolts sometimes. I'm sure it's an extra one anyways. Without a care in the world, the attendant walks back up to the station and tosses the rogue piece of hardware into a bucket filled with dozens of similar bolts. Simultaneously, he barely taps the safety bar before slamming the launch button on his console, sending those poor unfortunates on their own journey through hell. Alright, we should get away from here quickly. So, what next? We should get funnel cake. Scratch that. Frozen Oreos. Fried Oreos. Scratch that. Let's play some carnival games. I swear I saw a YouTube video game where you win a jug every time you... And 3, 2, 1. Theo suddenly collapsed forward and Elliot barely catches him. Oh fuck, he's gotten fatter. Devil will help. I scrambled to help him for a second, after gawking, readjusting the unconscious Taro on his shoulders. Rebecca snickers to himself, snapping a few pictures of the scene with her phone. Alright, I've got him. Sorry about not warning you sooner, but he wasn't long for this world. Toaster just helped speed it up. Will he be okay, Elliot? Please, Theo crashes out a handful of times like this each semester. I got used to it long ago. I should probably get him back to the dorm. Emily has regained her composure, finally, and gestures to the rest of us, cocking her head. What is she asking? She's asking if we all have to leave now, because Doofus here makes bad life choices. Not if you don't want to. In fact, Halo gestures for me to help support Theo, and once I do, he pulls out his wallet before he slips out a series of platinum cards and holds them out to me. Just for today. Since I'll have to play Theo Keeper today, use this and go wild within reason. Before I can grasp one, though, Rebecca snatches hers from between us and holds onto it in the light. The others take theirs more respectfully, offering thanks. Yeah, thanks, El. Seems you're on a streak for being helpful today, but at the shack getting us here this. Right, yeah, it's nothing. Glad to be of use. Hey, Dev, mind helping me a bit? Once I get him to the edge of the festival grounds, I'll be in the clear. Yeah, of course. You guys just want to wait here? The girls all nod. We take Theo's other shoulder to support him, beginning our trek through the crowds. Luckily, our destination isn't too far away, and people are nice enough to clear the path. Elliot surprises me by asking, so Dev, you want to see this thing through, right? What? The game. Yeah, I guess. Well, do you want to see it through, or do you guess you want to? Where exactly is this coming from? I want to see it through. Why? Good. I think we're of a similar mind. How so? We both know how much work it's going to take to see it through. Maybe even a bit of sacrifice. Okay. Just wanted to touch base, make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, I get you. By then, we reach the edge of the festival, and Elliot repositions his grip on the slumped Taro as I release mine. Make sure everyone gets back safe tonight. You too. Drive safe, and thanks, Elliot. No problem, and I'm not so worried about my odds. You're the one who's got to wrangle 3 people. Come on, Theo. Use your feet a little bit for me. Theo mumbles something back in response, still out cold even now. Geez, Surians can be scarily resilient. After bidding those two goodbye, I face backwards in the mass of people milling about. It's still about mid-afternoon, plenty of daylight ahead of us. I feel my pocket vibrate and pull out my phone to see text in the group chat. We all split up because you took too long. I was fine waiting. Thank you, Abigail. And Emily as well. That's disappointing. Is that even fair of me? I mean, I kind of expected this outing to be a big group deal, where we all come together and just have fun as friends. Instead, Theo and Elliot had to dip early, and I let the group fracture apart and scatter. They're grown-ass adults. Let them go have them time. Under different circumstances, I'd probably just leave myself too, but like Elliot said, I should make sure everyone gets back safe. Man, this day didn't really shape up even close to how I'd hoped. Before I could further spiral, I see a DM notification. It's from Emily. About as sookin' as I'd expect from Emily thus far, but I do wonder what she wants from me. You meet me by the game stalls. Yeah, I'll be there. Awesome. Smiley face. Alright, this must be an opportunity to get to know her better. I do enjoy hanging out with Emily. Finding the area she's talking about is harder than expected. You think just look for games and lights. I spent a few minutes around some stalls with arcade cabinets before spotting the section she meant, an alley full of to the gills with classic carnival games. Once there, Emily is easy to spot amongst a significantly shorter crowd. Her shoulders still tower over most people's heads. As I walk up to her, though, I can't help but feel off. She's frowning and shifting back and forth as she swivels her hound, most likely looking for me. When she spots me, she frantically waves over. Oh, hey, Emily. You good? She shakes her head vehemently, crossing her arms, head still darting around nervously. Are you? Is it just too many people? Emily nods once, huffing a stifled breath from her nostrils. I've never seen her so worked up. Even those times getting called out by Hawthorne only had her a little stressed, but right now she looks downright scared. Hey, I know it's a lot of people. Honestly, it's a bit too much for me too. My words seem to bring her back to the moment, though she still frowns as she stares at me. But I'm here now, right? We're just two friends hanging out at a festival. Not as bad being alone in a crowd, right? Emily has taken a shaky breath to recompose herself before returning to neutral and nodding to me hesitantly. Let's just focus on having a good time. Like, what do you want to show me over here? Emily shakes her head to the ground herself and gestures to the surrounding game stalls. Oh, I can't remember the last time I played a carnival game. Any in particular you want to try? Nah, she's gonna do the mallet thing and win it, because she's a beast. Emily places her hand to her chin, contemplatively, before honing in on one booth in particular. She looks back at me as she points to it, as if for confirmation. Hey, I'm down for anything. If you want to play, let's go. She waves her head back and forth excitedly, beaming before leading the way. Only once we arrive do I realize it's a shooting gallery. Emily insists that I try first as there's only one seat open. The attendant, a guy who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else, steps over. He talks in a flat voice, like he said this 1,000 times. Near perfect score for the prize. Double point. Pickles are rare. Hit the negative ones, you're screwed. I pick up the pellet gun. It's lighter than I expected. No recoil. Tiny pellets? How hard can this be? I land at the first shot. The sight hovering over spinning pickle. I pull the trigger. The pellet zips out, but the pickle doesn't fall. I try again and again. Every shot misses. By the time I'm out of ammo, I've only knocked down 3 pickles. Oh, better luck next time. I huff at that, standing for Emily to take her turn. She declines to take a seat, and once the gun is reloaded, aims down the sights brazenly. Predictably, stray shots fly this way, that, and she ends up doing about as well as I did. She finishes only and knocked down one more target than me. Looks like we aren't good at this one. Let's go, Emily quickly paced for another round, stopping me in my tracks, and she begins inspecting the pistol, fiddling with the sights. The attendant starts to look a little nervous, almost says something several times before she levels the gun downrange. Her first shot pings off of one of the targets, no knockdown. She exhales steadily, shifting her head a bit more. Second shot with a resin AP. Every shot after hits on target, pickle after pickle falling with each trigger pull. When it's finally run dry, she places the pistol on the counter with a pretty smug grin. The attendant stares with his mouth hanging open. Behind us, a small crowd is gathered, murmuring as they watch. Did you see that? What'd she do to the sight? Should we be doing that? Emily is suddenly all too aware of the eyes on her, and she tries unsuccessfully to shrink from the crowd's sight. Yeah, that's not going to work there. Big girl. The attendant shakes his head, muttering under his breath, "Alright, pick your prize and get the hell away from here. Damn kids ruining my booth." Oh, scamming people. Emily nervously expects the prize pool before pointing one out. A one-armed monkey with Velcro hands. Oh, long-armed monkey with Velcro hands. Clearly meant to wrap around and hold on to something. Emily immediately snatches it before holding it to me in a mute plea for help. Takes me only a second to realize what she wants me to do, so I help her, placing it comfortably onto her neck. Before I've even finished, Emily excitedly points at another booth. This time it's the milk jug game, where the goal is to knock down the stacked bottles. Like last time, I go first, more confident in my ability this time. We're given 3 balls and knock the stack down with different prize tiers for the layers we're able to topple. The balls themselves are best described as weighty rather than weighty leather hacky sacks. I reel back my arm as far as I can. I throw my first ball dead center of the stack and watch it harmlessly slap against the bottles, not moving them a centimeter. Huh. The second I throw at the very top bottle with the exact same result. Are they weighted? Like the others? Surian patrons struggling as much as I am, that may not be far off. They may even be glued down or magnetic for all I know. My last attempt plays out exactly like the first. I find crossing my arms, glaring at the tenant who merely laughs at my failure. I don't think we should even bother with this one. Emily, however, has already purchased her play and weighs the hacky sack in her hand as she gauges the bottle stack. Oh, she's gonna go fucking full speed on it. Whack. They all topple, scatter. The crack of a thunder. I find myself cheering along with the rest of the disenfranchised patrons as a bashful enemy squirms at the attention. She seems to relax a bit when I flash her a smile and a thumbs up, though she still tries her best to avoid the random praise of other players. Much like the last Carney's reaction, Emily's told to grab a prize and skedaddle. This time she points to me, though. You want me to choose? She nods affirmatively. I survey the selection of kishy baubles and stuffies, finally landing on a simple plastic tiara. I hold it up towards the confused, like a crown for your victory, She purses her lips for a moment before cracking a smile and lowering her head for me to place it. Then it's atop her head. Emily touches a hand to the ornament, grinning. But it seems like her thirst for victory still hasn't been quenched yet, as she quickly points to another game. No, I want the tiara in the anim. Where is it? I want it here, and I want the monkey hanging from her neck. Okay? I want the both. I want them both in this scene. This time it's a classic test of strength. Okay, she's gonna crush this one. It's the big old mallet with the little dinger bell at the top. Come on, come all, test your strength. Hit the paddle and ring the bell and win the big prize. Hey, can she try? Wow. You are quite a big one. Is that a problem? No, not at all. Let me just get a mallet more fitted for size. Here you go. Have at it. I watch as the carny chooses from a row of mallets, clearly choosing the one at the far end. He hands it to me first, and I notice how the plastic feels hollow and has a rubber hammerhead. When I hand it to Emily, she manipulates the whole thing in one hand, as if it was light as a feather. She seemingly tests the whole thing, grasping every bit of it and even banging the head into her hand. Emily looks at me with a coy smirk, and I can only imagine she's winking as she does. She then raises her head as high as it can go, cracking every vertebrae up its length like an entire bag of popcorn cooking in an instant. The sound rings out so clearly that a brief hush seems to fall over the fairground before resuming. I rub at my own neck, suddenly itchy all over and a little queasy. The carny is just as unsettled by the gesture as Emily walks up to the target. She reels the mallet high into the air and with one hand before raining it down upon the target. The sound of the mallet snapping in two is immediately followed by a triumphant ring. The carny races over and yanks the splintered mallet away from her. You broke my mallet. You're gonna have to pay for that. Hey man, she just swung the mallet like you're supposed to. You're the one who gave her a cheap plastic one. You're not trying to scam us, are you? Shh, keep your voice down, kid. The carny darts his eyes away, and that at the cheering passerby before wildly exclaiming, "Of course you're entitled to a prize, good sir. Simply choose what you'd like. And get the hell out of here." Emily and I can't help but laugh at her 3-for-3 beating of rigged games. She's even grown accustomed to the praise and sheepishly accepts some rando high fives before quickly choosing a pudgy owl stuffed animal that she hugs as she walks. After she claims her prize, Emily points to me and gestures around with a head tilt. Taking a look down the alley of games, I figured we'd beat more than enough possible odds in one day. No, I think I'm gamed out for today. But something else did catch my eye, especially now it seems like a fun idea. How about that? Emily Head follows my finger to a caricature drawing booth. She scrunches her snoot in hesitation for a moment, almost looks like she's about to decline after she turns back to me, a smile breaking out on her face, and she nods. Sweet. I never had one of those before. Emily inspects the art. Oh, it's going to be a face painting booth or one of those wacky caricature portraits. The pieces on display, range from downright hideous to quaint captures of real people, and I catch the artist wordlessly sizing us up. I try to keep my voice down as I speak to her, with Emily only a few feet away. Hey, we like a caricature done, but could you go easy on us? The artist holds a hand up before I can finish. I've already visualized it. I've already see both of you exactly as you are in the true worlds. The true world? Oh yes, the world we're in now is a Gnostic illusion after a meteor struck the prime planet and merged several parallel dimensions together. I see. In any case, please take a seat and I'll get started. This woman is certainly interesting, but her exhibited work speaks for itself. So I guess I can accept her different worldview. I just hope she isn't too mean with the drawing. The last thing I want is for Emily to feel self-conscious over a little fun drawing. Emily, I sit down and prepare for her likenesses to be captured. Come on, get a little closer together. I'm sure he won't bite. May crush you a little, but that's besides the point. My cheeks heat up at that comment, but I wordlessly scoot my seat a few inches towards Emily. I can tell she isn't happy with the comment, though, and forcibly tugs her frown back into a neutral expression with a sigh. Neither of us can see the work as it's completed, which only adds to my nerves. Damn it, why'd I choose this of all things? For better or worse, I don't have much time to regret it before she's finished. Done. Are you prepared to see your souls laid bare? I exchanged a look with Emily, her poker face hiding any potential anxiety quite well. I swallow the lump in my throat, turning back and nod at the artist. I am actually extremely faithful to reality, though something about Emily feels more soft-edged. It is undoubtedly Emily, though maybe a bit more simplified than the real thing. In my case, the artist did a favor in defining my features beyond their normal bounds. So this is us. As you were in your previous true world. Okay. If you'd like to read more, just read my blog. After accepting a business card from the woman, I glance at Emily to get a reaction. She quietly snickers to herself before turning to me, outlining her jaw and pointing to me. Yeah, she made me look like a male model. Does the head look a little too small? Emily shrugged, still quietly laughing at my expense. Well, she definitely didn't make me nearly as pretty as you. Her smile stifles for a second, tinge of embarrassment appearing and disappearing in a flash. Maybe that was a bit too forward. After I quickly pay for the canvas, I gesture it towards Emily instead. She holds up her hand in response. Noting something down. You can keep it. I have all these. She gestures to her stuffed animal. Yeah, sounds like a deal. We both seem to be at the end of our social battery by now, and we find ourselves walking to the outskirts of the festival grounds to get away from the crowds. The sun's getting low when we finally come to a stop and take a seat on a low concrete barrier. We sit in silence for a while before Emily jots a note down. I had a lot of fun, Dev. Thanks. No problem. I'm also sorry. That causes me to double take. What? Why? What do you have to be sorry for? All you did was watch me win games I wanted to play. Well, yeah, but I was never good at those games, and it was pretty fun watching you hand those carnies their cheating butts. Emily blushes, trying to hide a smile. Besides, it was nice to see you having fun. I haven't seen that before, and you usually seem pretty down. Yeah, I almost let that ruin today, too. No, you didn't. You were just overwhelmed. Happens to all of us. Even you? Of course. Especially me. You know, when Elliot had to take Theo home, I almost wanted to call the whole day off. Suddenly, I was surrounded by a bunch of strangers, and all my friends were scattered to the wind. But you know what? I'm glad I didn't. Or this wouldn't have happened. I'm glad, too. There's a long ensuing silence, both of us appreciating each other's company. Crickets begin to chirp, and life all around us. I think of a burning question. Emily, why did you join the project in the first place? She squirms at the question for a moment before methodically writing out her answer. I wanted to see if I could actually create something meaningful. People keep saying I'm good at art, but I don't really believe that myself. I just feel lost sometimes. So I thought maybe I could try, just for myself. I know she had doubts about her work, but that's news. If someone like Emily doubts what she can contribute, the odds aren't good enough for me. I know that sounds dumb. No, I get it. Probably more than you think. We're all glad you did join. We both sit silently for a moment before, after a few minutes, she holds up another note to catch my attention. What will we do for the game? I don't know. I'm open to any suggestions. The only thing I think we should stick with is a Metrovania. I know we're all doubting it earlier, but we can't keep second guessing ourselves. What's your preference? Emily brings out her notebook, flipping through the entire thing back and forth before coming to rest on her desired page. It's filled to the brim with a myriad of sketches of alien jungle setting and a pristine technology. Based on the style and character designs, Emily seems to be partial to the escape from a hostile world setting. All of the designs have an amazing retrofuturism. Yeah, I got that one. Like how everyone in the 60s thought the future would be. The sketches, as always with her, are meticulous and well thought out. Several sketches in the margins point to key details on designs. The contrast is sleek and retro-future tech designs against the bizarre alien flora and fauna somehow fit perfectly, yet sells the idea that the player is dangerously out of place. Along the pristine designs, Emily has even made several iterations of rusting and disintegrating variants that would dot the playable world. When did you even make these? At night? Well, they're amazing. I don't even think of another game that looks close to this. I can always rework. That's not exactly what I mean. In fact, I think this is it. Emily shakes her head violently. They aren't good enough. Isn't that my decision as the final vote? So if I vote for this setting and these designs, that means they are good enough. Emily sighs and stares at me, but doesn't write anything else. I mean it when I say these are some of the most amazing, not good enough sketches I've ever seen. And you've seen how well I can draw. These really are what you made absentmindedly while doodling. I can't wait to see what the final product will be. Emily is quiet for a long while after that, simply fidgeting with the notebook and pen. Suddenly, dozens of high-pitched whistles are followed by illuminating blasts of color far above us. We're both captivated instantly, turning our gazes skyward as rockets continue firing off. The smell of gunpowder filters through the air. The night sky is painted in bands of color, punctuated with crackling phosphorescent bursts that shock us both into silence. Light tapping on my shoulder rouses me from display, and I look back at Emily. If you think so, Dev, I'll trust you. I know so, Emily. Honestly, I'm feeling a lot better about our direction after today, so thanks. Emily nods bashfully, and we return our attention to the fireworks above. Impressively enough, the final series of bursts explode into what does roughly look like gargantuan pickle. Is this like the Final Fantasy gold saucer thing? Am I able to go on the date with the other two girls? Or alright, Abigail is quick to show off all the memorabilia she bought when she sees Emily has her own prizes. while Rebecca simply rolls her eyes. And even though Emily is a little timid, as I bring up, both Abigail and Rebecca are more than down with the direction we decided on for the game. I nudge Emily in a wordless vote of confidence, which she beams back at. She sketches the whole way back to campus, expanding upon existing designs and even starting a few new ones. I walk the girls to their dorms and split from there. Before she skips up the steps, Emily takes the Velcro hand monkey off of her neck and gives it to me. I accept it with a smile and she gives me a final wave. And she lays her head on her hands, at which point I wish her good night too. The day didn't exactly shape up as expected. Maybe it turned out better. I had fun, and we've got a setting for the game pinned down now. I say that beats my previous expectations in spades. It was really nice to hang and talk with Emily too. I think I get her a little more after today, and I'm definitely happy to call her a friend. After a quick shower, I return to a new text from Emily. Rebecca's staying up to play games. We'll send you the new designs when she passes out. Okay. Try not to stay up too late. As for myself, I don't even see if she responds before my bed engulfs me. The end. Alright. Do I have... Alright, let's see. Okay, skip. Wait. Alright. Load. Alright, let's go. So I picked sub. Let's go pizza. Okay, so I picked sandwiches, which got me Emily. Alright, we're gonna see. Okay. Elliot and Surrey conversation. Alright. We're gonna go for Rebecca. Alright, let's get me lovers. Alright, skip. Okay, we're skipping. Still skipping. We're at the carnival. We're still skipping. Roller coaster moment. We're skipping. Okay, I don't think it matters. I think this was all Emily. Alright. Wait. Let's load. Let's go back. Alright, let's try grilled chicken banh mi vegetarian pho. Let's impress Abigail. Alright, we're skipping. Let's go forward. Alright, the game, drama, carnival, we're in the car, we're at the carnival, we're on the roller coaster. Theo passes out, we're with it. Okay, I don't think it matters. I think it's all Emily. Alright. Last chapter 6. We definitely got some fun times with Emily. We definitely got her a little more character development. I don't think there was actually a single character choice made in chapter 6. Because chapter 5 was all in the shack. So everything involving this chapter, I don't think there was a single thing that we got to do. Right? We did the carnival games. We talked. Yeah, that was it. There wasn't a single character choice in all of chapter 6. Well, hopefully the next ones are Because we're on long break, right? So maybe next chapter it's one and then the other. We'll find out. Alright, thanks for watching.